What's going on, everyone? Seth Miranda here, last ex-witness on basically all social media. So hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And even Twitch, which is where I went live last night to give a maiden voyage to the Nikon Z5. This is the new entry-level full-frame mirrorless from Nikon. At the time of this recording, it's on pre-order and shipping really soon. But I did get to go to Nikon's headquarters on AdoramaTV and talk to him about this at the time of the announcement, which was pretty cool. But they actually lent me one to try out for a couple months. So the first thing I did was try to go live with it because they told me that the USB-C can power the camera, which is awesome. So that means no AC adapter. And that means I don't have to spend like $100, $150 on an AC adapter situation or a dummy battery or something that's camera specific and I only buy it once for like a camera. Even still, it's, you know, money on top of the cost of the camera. So I thought that was phenomenal. What they didn't tell me was that on top of launching a webcam utility app, which makes this a discoverable device via the USB, along with the rest of the Z series, Z7, Z6, Z50, the D50, the D6, the D500, the D7500, the D780, the D5600, a nice handful of cameras, which seems to be like the most up-to-date of each line pretty much. On top of all that, on top of it being discoverable, it can power and send the video out at one time. So what does that mean? Well, it means that I didn't have to use an Elgato Cam Link. I didn't have to use HD60S. I have to use an ATM Mini. I have to use Mageware, AverMedia, any type of HDMI to USB capture device. I didn't have to do that because it made this a discoverable device and it also fed out the video and also powered the camera. One cable. And then since USB has a limitation on sending video and audio, I had to plug in my lav right into the laptop. I was using a PC because the webcam utility is only in beta. And that means it was only for a PC, not Mac. I am using a Mac right now. And you're watching me on a Nikon Z6 at 1080/30. So this is HD. While this was set to 1080/30, it was outputting at 1280 by 720. So it's not full res and you don't get audio. And you also can't access the menus while the USB is plugged in, but you can actually access the I menu. So anything you set into the I menu, you'll be able to reach while the USB is plugged in, which is pretty great. So you're not like, you know, left hanging there in the middle of a stream if you had to change something. In fact, you're about to watch the live stream that I did with this for the first time, and you'll watch me fly through all the color profiles and other settings inside the camera, including the shutter speed. Speaking of shutter speed, let's talk about the frame rate. So 1280 by 720 isn't bad, especially if you're going to have yourself in a small corner while sharing a screen, like for gaming on Twitch or something like that. But you only get about 24 frames per second. At least that's what it seemed like to me. I usually do things at 30 frames per second. Some people like 60 frames per second. For me, I like the look of 30. Hey, that's preference. It is what it is. I just had to adjust the shutter speed for it. You always want your shutter speed twice your frame rate. So if this is at 30 frames per second, I want my shutter speed at a 1/60th. So I adjusted it to 1/50th for the 24 frames per second. See that? So it looked pretty good to me. So you get Nikon color, you get interchangeable lenses, you get, you know, the whole autofocus thing going on here. Not to mention, it's just a good all-around camera. You have a stabilized sensor, so you'll actually watch me freak out when there's a train going by my Brooklyn apartment and it doesn't look like it's shaking. On top of that, you get the 2 card slots, and it does focus stacking in camera for all you macro or product photography people. Also does time lapse where it gives you all the stills and a video file at once. And one of the coolest things is while you're shooting video, you can take a still without interrupting the video, which is pretty great for content creators. If you're somebody that has somebody with you on the other side of the camera, they can just take a still during the video if they see something that might look good for a thumbnail. So you're in and out of there pretty fast. And I also like the time-lapse feature if you're someone that does like GIF images for Instagram or other social media. You have all the stills and the MOV file ready to go. You're good to go right from the camera. And one of my things that I really like about the system is that this battery uses the EN-EL15, which is the same as the Z6. And even the Z7 and my D850. So if you're in the Nikon system, it's kind of nice. And it's a Z mount, which means it can use all those lenses. I even put on the Z50's kit lens, which is 16-50 DX crop sensor lens on this camera. So you guys will see all that in a little bit. And I just think it was really great to be able to go live without having to spend at least $300 in accessories to get a video capture device and an AC adapter for streaming. It's just out of the box, ready to go, at least to 720 resolution, which is still pretty great. You'll judge for yourself. You'll see in a minute. And then you can just pair it up with whatever USB mic, or what I did was a 3.5 millimeter audio jack in from my Rode Go Lav. So I kept my audio consistent like I always do. I don't know. I thought it was pretty great. So enough talking, blah, 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 blah. Watch the rest of this video to see the live stream from this camera. You be the judge of it. And I just thought this was something you guys should all know about and spread the word, because in my opinion, as much as I like Nikon's gear, I think their messaging and their marketing could use a little bit of help. And this is kind of how we do it, is we use the gear for real and then give our actual feedback on it. So I thought it was cool. You let me know what you think down below, and enjoy the stream. Let me shut that off and let's get into focus, shall we? Boom. All right, here I am in the Nikon. This is the resolution at full screen. Let me just check the white balance for a second because it looks a little weird to me. I'm just gonna go into my quick menu. The white balance was set to flash. We don't want that. We want to choose my color temperature, and I'm gonna go to 5000K. And now we should be all nice in a white shirt. Look at that. Can't hear anything? All right. All right, let's get this a little more situated, because I have it on like the shadiest GorillaPod setup ever, but it's not a reflection of GorillaPod, it's a reflection of me having no more table space. All right, so this is the stock lens, right? So this is that 24 to 50 millimeter, that weird little guy that's super cheap. Let me know how this looks. So I changed the shutter speed from the last time I tried this because I realized the frame rate dropped, and that didn't help out the way it looked, right? Let me know if I'm in sync. Should be in sync, right? And I'm only coming out from the USB, so that means no HDMI, no AC adapter, no Elgato Cam Link, no ATM Mini, nothing. This is straight out of the USB. I set this up super fast. I didn't think I was even gonna go live tonight. So this isn't bad, honestly. Let me go to the video capture. Let me click on this. How does it look on your end, guys? What do you think so far? Looks really good, sounds good. I mean, not for nothing. Okay, there we go. Let's stretch this out to fit the screen a little better. Oh, there we go. There we go. So it's obviously not 1080, right? Because the signal it's putting out isn't fitting my 1080 screen format, right? And that's okay. So yeah, that's it fitting the screen. This is 50 millimeters punched in all the way. What do you think of this though? So I'm gonna read you what I'm shooting at. So I set the camera to 1080/30. So I should have been at a 60th of a second, but I dropped it down to a 50th because I think it dropped the frame rate down to 24 frames. So you always want your shutter speed to be twice the frame rate, right? So in this case, it's a 50th. Cam looks good, right? This is no cam link. This is right out of the USB-C right here. Look, boom. And that's it. That's all I got on here. I wish I could like bend the lens to show you that there's nothing else. Look, there's nothing else going into this laptop. That's it. That's all I got. And it's powering it. So I have no AC adapter, so I don't have to spend 100 or 150 bucks on a dummy battery or you know, something that would be camera specific, which is pretty great, right? And let me widen this out a little bit, turn it this way. Boom. It is a nice laptop, Steve. Thank you so much. And I have a Rode Go wireless right into the laptop, and I'm done. That's it, I'm done. You could use a $30 USB mic and just have a USB cable and have this camera rocking. I mean, that's pretty awesome. When I tried the test before, I'm pretty sure what I did was I swapped out the lens. Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, I'm not sure. But I think the stock lens is all right. Does OBS pick up the camera as a video source? Yes, it does. Hold on, I'll show you. Okay, so I'm gonna put myself down here. Once again, this is like the most haphazard setup ever, and I apologize about that. There it is. Okay. So with this, I can actually show you that the video capture device, if I click on it, it's Nikon Web Utility, right? This is the webcam, although now it's frozen. Oh, there it is. This is the webcam. Ah! This is the Nikon Web Utility, and boom. So that's it. All I did was download the webcam utility, and that's it. It runs in the background. You don't have to like open it, then open OBS. I'm like blocking my own screen like a mook. Oh, did it just freeze? Oh no, it's not frozen. Okay, I thought it froze. So it's a little clunky. It is in beta, so this isn't a finished software. Keep that in mind. But that's pretty rad. Let me shrink this down a little bit. There we go. All right. So here I am. Here's you guys in the chat, and this is the OBS setup that I have running. So this is just the audio input capture is just the microphone I plugged in, and the video capture device is just the Nikon Web Utility. That's it. You launch it and it stays launched forever. It's not an app I have to keep opening up, which is fantastic. Personally, I enjoy that. And I think this looks pretty good, honestly. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a new scene. Z5 sync. Okay, you guys hear me okay? Now I'm gonna add the video capture device, which is the Nikon. You're not gonna see this, but it's whatever. So I go to Z5. I'm looking at video capture device is what I want to add to this. So I'm gonna go to Z5. I'm gonna add video capture. I'm gonna hit add existing video capture device. Hit OK, and there I am again, right there. The sound's not bad, right? And it's a lav mic. It's a lav mic. That's all I did was get the lav mic and the Nikon. Now I just got to make this fit to screen, and you'll see that it doesn't actually fit the whole screen because it's a 1080 canvas and this is a 720 signal. But it looks pretty good. I'm looking at it. It looks pretty good. And if you're someone that's just putting yourself in the lower corner this big, like down here, this is pretty great. The color looks good, right? Am I wrong? Does this look good? Am I crazy? Let me see what happens when I do transform and I write, I don't know, stretch to fit screen. Whoa, hello. Nope, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Now I'm all stretched out. Let me go to transform and let me go to fit to screen. There we go. I'm not stretched out anymore. Color looks phenomenal, right? So this is a camera you could take around with you, shoot some great stills with it, right? We did the tethering with this the last time. I think it looks really good, honestly. For what it is, for just a USB-C signal, no capture card, no Elgato. That means you buy the camera and that's it. You don't have to buy anything else. An AC adapter alone is like $150 sometimes, $130. Okay, so what I should have done was I should have changed my canvas to 720. That's my fault. So right now you guys are looking at me on 1280 by 720. 1280 by 720 resolution. I think it's pretty good. Ooh, I'm floating. But you're looking at me on frame, 24 frames. I think it looks pretty good. Am I crazy? I don't know. Is it too easy? Is this too easy? Yes, it's not 1080. Yes, it's not like the Z6, but it's also not costing me $130 on an Elgato Cam Link, $120, $150 on an AC adapter, right? You're saving like $300 just using it. Does the Z5 not put out 1080? It does, but through HDMI. So, in fact, it does 4K at a 1.7 crop. But also, it's like their most affordable full frame mirrorless. So, I think Nikon did good here. Call me crazy. Let's do that again. Let me do transform. I'm gonna go fit to screen. I can't see it because the camera's actually in front. So this is the 720 inside the 1080 canvas. And we want to make it fit the whole thing, right? So there we go. Look at you. Look at you. I don't care what they say about you. Look at that. I think this works well for standard streaming. Yeah, me too. 720 out of camera looks better than most 1080 webcams because it's still 1280 by 720 with the color profile. Don't forget that. You know, and the size of the sensor. So most webcams are an absolute microscopic sensor. I mean, you're talking about, I mean, I couldn't even show you, but full frame is a 35 millimeter piece of film. I mean, it's here. This is the size of the sensor I'm using right now. Right there, boom. Look at that. And I get that autofocus. Look. What, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? I can't in good faith put a lens on this camera without, because, you know, hygiene, kids, hygiene. Boom. So you've been watching me on a Nikon Z6 for almost 8 months now, 9 months, I think. And I've been using an Elgato cam link. I've been powering it with a Tether Tools AC adapter, case relay. I've run a mixer into it for audio. I just scrapped all of that for a $1,400 body with a kit lens and one USB cable. I mean, come on. Does it matter what you view it on? Does it make a difference? As far as what? I mean, every platform will make your video look different. Like YouTube looks different than Twitch. And everyone will tell you one looks better than the other. You know what I mean? Like, no one has the right answer. But the fact that I have a Rode Go plugged into this laptop and a Rode Go that I'm wearing it, keeps my audio consistent. But you could get a $30 USB lav. You could use the on board mic on the laptop. So the limitations of USB are: you don't get full res, you get lower frame rates, you cannot access your menus in the camera once it's plugged in, unless it's in the quick menu, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And also no audio. You can't get an audio signal from it. But on like Nikon, let's say, you can set your eye menu up and you can access all this stuff from the camera, but what you can't access is your actual menus. You can't access them once the USB is plugged in. And apparently that's a limitation of USB, not the camera brands. So be aware of that. I think this is nuts, man. I think this is really nuts. I gotta give it to Nikon. The fact that it's powering this camera, actually, let me take a look at how much battery I even had before I started. Oh, it has a full battery. I plugged this camera in out of the box with a dead battery last time we streamed, and it ran off of just power from the laptop. I think it's a good job, man. And the frame rate looks pretty clean compared to last time, because last time I kept the shutter speed high. So if I did this, if I boosted up the shutter speed, right, you'll see that it looks weird, right? I'm all jittery and weird, you know, right? So I look all, the motion looks weird because I just jacked up the shutter speed. But if I lower the shutter speed down to about a 50th, right? Way cleaner, because the frame rate probably drops to 24. Now, keep in mind, this is beta webcam utility software, and this is 1.0 firmware in the camera. This is just the beginning. Who knows where this is gonna go? Unless they figure out a way to unlock audio out of USB, which I think would be awesome, because I would love to just plug the lav into the camera and then that's it, it's over. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So I launched you on a 60-inch smart TV, and I can tell, especially when you stretch to fill, that it's lower quality signal. But even at that, I really have to be paying close attention to notice. So yeah, if you have me full up, right? Yeah, I get that. But if you have a game playing and just someone doing a picture-in-picture in the lower corner this big, it doesn't matter. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is this a selling point or just like a cool add-on? I think for someone that's just starting out with photo and streaming, what a knockout deal you get here. I mean, I don't think I'd tell someone like, oh, you need a webcam? Here's a $1,400 webcam. But if I'm someone that wants a knock-around beginner camera, this thing has focus stacking in it. It has time-lapse where it gives you all the stills and an MOV video file at the same time. It will let you take a still while you're recording video at the mercy of the exposure of the video without interrupting the video. And then it also does this, powers from the USB, charge from the USB. I mean, they packed it. It's stabilized. It's a stabilized sensor. It's a stabilized full frame sensor. That's a big sensor that's now stabilized to not worry about any rocking happening right now. The train just went by 13 times. You guys used to see that happen all the time. It's a good stills camera. And let's not forget, $1,400 is the launch price. We all know everything in camera land starts up here and gets a little lower, especially with holidays coming. But you're also looking at me on the stock lens. Like, this is the 24-50 lens. Look at how close I'm getting to this lens, and it's still in focus. Look at that. And then right there. Not bad, man. Sam, what's up, man? So you're looking at me on 720 by 1280. You're looking at me on a stock lens. What shutter? Did I settle this at 50th? Yeah, it's a 50th of a shutter. And it's just USB-C and a lav going right into the laptop. I think they did a good job. The color is better than any webcam. It's a stabilized sensor. You're not going to see any shake. You got more depth. You got the focusing. You can change the lenses all you want. I mean, I think this camera, for someone just starting out, you get a little bit of everything, and then you get to decide where you're going to grow with your game. And that's when you upgrade, right? Do you want to do more video? You know, do you want to do macro photography with the focus stacking? Do you want to do more social content with the time lapses? You know, things like that. I think this camera is so built for success. And again, this is firmware 1.0 and beta software for the Nikon to be a webcam. So there you go, man. I think Nikon need to do more vocal. Yeah, Sam, that's the problem. Nikon has always sucked about marketing. They need to get this stuff in the hands of people that can talk, man. And I think they did a great job. I mean, you're literally looking at one cable to rule them all. Oh, that's it. That's all it's hooked up to. That's it. Full frame 20, I think it's a 24 megapixel sensor, I think. Is that what I said it was? I don't know. Stock lens, you know. It's a variable aperture lens, so you can see it loses a little bit of light when you zoom in. Zoom out, it gets a little brighter, you know. Like, look, a train is going by my window right now. I'm looking at this thing rocking physically. I'm looking at it physically rocking. Am I stable? Stabilized, baby. So yeah, man, this is up to you guys to decide what you think about this, but I think it was great. When I initially tried this out, I had it at a 60th of a second, and because the frame rate dropped, it looked a little jittery and weird. I think this looks way cleaner, especially, you know, at a 720. This looks clean for 720, man. It's clean. Actually, this was so dumb easy to set up. Think about what I sacrificed here. I used to have a Z6 hooked up to a sound mixer with the lav going into that. And I also had another cable going into it for the HDMI input to an Elgato cam link, right? This guy right here. No more. And I also had a power adapter, a Tether Tools case relay system as the power adapter. This thing looks like it's hooked up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa, okay. Beta. Did you guys see the webcam utility flash on the screen? Yeah, okay, so we got hiccups. I mean, just so you guys have an idea of what my Z6 looks like, look at all these cables hooked up to it. Tether Tools case relay for the power. Audio mixer right here. Audio mixer right here. HDMI out. Right? To all this junk. All of it. Look, the Z6 out of the HDMI is probably a more quality setup, sure. But if I was just starting out, this is phenomenal. It saves you $300 out of the box if you want to do this. Just so you're aware, the USB-C though only powers or charges from USB-C to C, meaning you would need, if you want to run this off of an outlet for video and have it just run, you would need something like this, where it's an AC adapter to C. You can't do C to A. You can't do, you know, it has to be C to C on both sides, okay? It's about time, Nikon, you got on board. Love it. I'm dripping in Nikon though. Look, I got Z6. I got a Z7 over here. Z7 over here. Got a Z50 over here. Got a D850 in the bag. D850 in the bag. Got a Z5 here. Got another Z6 over here. I'm dripping Nikon, baby. Dripping Nikon. Couldn't you also do the HDMI for video and USB-C for power on the camera? Absolutely. I just want to do this as bare bones as possible. So I guess we could do that if you want to do that. Let me see what kind of cables I got right now. So it's a USB, it's an HDMI mini. We're gonna switch from the USB over to the HDMI. Now the problem that's gonna happen is I bet you the stream stays at 720 and doesn't switch to 1080. I got a feeling. Got a feeling, kids. Oh, you know what? It's not gonna run. You know why? Because Nikon web utility is running, and therefore it kills the HDMI when I do the USB in. Let me see what happens when I unplug the USB from the computer. You guys still hear me? I'm gonna do add a video capture device 3, and I'm gonna go to Elgato Cam Link, and this is me on the Elgato in 1080. So this is what the 1080 looks like. Echo, there's an echo. So this is the Elgato by HDMI. You can see my leathery, beautiful leather skin. Oh my God, it canceled out. So we are trying to get the cam link going. All right, this camera out of the box had a power save delay on. So I turned it off. Echo, echo, echo. How about now? Probably no echo, right? Okay, so yeah, what happened there was the Nikon had a power delay timer on, and it actually, to save the battery from it's thinking it's sitting still doing nothing, it cuts the voltage going out of the ports, and that means that it was cutting the video signal going out. So thanks for sticking with me while it was completely pitch black on screen. I appreciate that. But this is what it looks like on HDMI as opposed to the USB. And I think what we should do is switch back to the USB really quickly so that you can see the difference really fast. You guys want to do that? I'm out of sync. Out of sync. Oh, I am out of sync. And that makes sense. Let's go back to the USB, and I should be back in sync if I do that. Yeah, so I didn't do the delay in OBS for the HDMI. In fact, I never plugged this camera in via HDMI ever. So let's go back to the USB so you guys can see the difference, right? Let me unplug. Oh boy, what a mess did I make. All right, well, that might be it, guys. I guess we confused the hell out of this poor thing. And OBS, to be honest with you. Oh, wait a second. Hey, wait a minute. Why is that working, but this one isn't? I'm thinking it has an issue with more than one scene using the webcam at once. That could be an issue. And that could be a beta thing, and I could tell Nikon that, and they could be like, we'll fix that right up for you. Well, that's what they sound like in my head, at least. But, you know. So yeah, that was a nice little hiccup, right? That is the difference between HDMI, full res 1080, not 4K, 1080, and this is 720 by 1280. So the frame rate lower, resolution lower. I mean, I definitely look like I have smoother skin now, which is kind of crazy. What do you guys think? That big of a difference? Does it make that much of a difference? One cable is big. Yeah, I think this is a great first step. Clearly, we confused the hell out of either the camera or OBS. Something got confused. We went from HDMI to USB, and then all of a sudden USB just started working out of nowhere. So I don't know if it's like, what the hell? The cam links, we're having a very hard time negotiating this. My advice is build it once and don't do it while you're live. Not bad at all. Seems like a good deal to me. Some bugs. Yeah, I mean, some bugs for a beta. Absolutely, you know. Back and forth and capture device and USB input anyway. I know, right? Like, who would ever do that? Who would do that? This guy. This guy does it for you guys. So we can get down to the nuts and bolts of what's going on here. I think they did a good job. This looks surprisingly good. When you try the Canon utility, you are lucky if you get 560 resolution. This is also powering the camera, not just sending a signal. That's the big thing. This saves $300 if you're just trying to go live. Why am I not finding this cam link anywhere? I love how I lose things in 5 seconds. It's amazing. It drives me crazy. When is your next photo critique? They're always on Fridays, and I should be able to do this Fridays unless I note otherwise in my Discord. Always Fridays is the critique. I am canceling Thursdays from here out. I just can't do it. I'm even shooting overnight with Joe McNally actually on this Thursday, so I definitely can't do it. Did I lose this? Did I put it in my pocket? No, I didn't put it in my pocket. How do I lose things within 4 inches of myself? I don't get this. All right. I'm tired of going door to door. Oh, yeah, you're doing the census. Patty, I believe in you. I believe in you, Patty. You can get through this. And we need you to do those census reports. We need it. It's very important. It's not, and it's good that you have a job right now, too. Huh. Who knows where I put that cam link? Did anybody watch me put it down? Does anybody remember where I put it down? Oh, this sucks. Oh, well. I'll deal with it after I'm live. Unless I put it back in my tech pouch. This thing goes with me everywhere I go. This is just a big mess of cables and adapters. Oh, hey, new glasses. I can actually see what I'm doing. Look, there's no break on them or anything. It's kind of revolutionary for me. It feels amazing. This is the Z5 from the USB only. No, this is not HDMI. This is the USB. Sam, I don't think you realize how much cables and junk and just endless amounts of gear is just everywhere in arm's length, and it's all black, and it drives me crazy. Oh, hey, I found it. Hey, look at me. All right, 2 cam links. All right. No scuffs yet. Yeah, so what's funny is these are my old glasses that I just retired today in this Nikkor lens bag. Ooh, look at that. Oh. But just so you guys know how much I shoot, this is the coatings of my lens completely obliterated right where I put the camera. Right. Can you see that? Right. I'm blocking. I got to block my face so that it doesn't touch my face. Do you guys see that? Right there? That's the coating worn off my glasses. I can't believe Nikon did this. Out of all the manufacturers, Nikon was like, we could do this. Well, let's do it. You got to give Nikon props on this. Look, I think every camera manufacturer does an amazing job with connectivity. I mean, you can shoot a Nikon Z6 wirelessly into a laptop with the Wi-Fi. Yeah, it takes like a minute for every photo, but you can do it. Fuji, you can shoot a photo on a Fuji and print it on, you could print it on Instax film with these little printers. I mean, they do a great job. What is the output resolution of the Nikon as a webcam? This is 1280 by 720 at 24 frames. I'm finding it's 24 frames. This is full frame. You got to give it to them. You got to give it to them. The color looks great for a webcam. 720. In fact, what's my color profile? Oh my gosh, I didn't even check that. Hold on. What's my color profile? It's on Vivid right now. We could do monochrome. You guys want to do monochrome? Do a little bit of black and white action. Boom, Vivid. Flat, standard. Whoa, hello. Hi. This isn't contrasty at all. Some more, some flat, some weird, some warm. Ooh, blue. And they're trying to do like a fake sepia. Some weird colors, some flat colors. All right. We're going through the whole friggin' gamut here. Boy, what am I on already? Wow, there's still more to go. This is, there we go. All right, boom. So this is where I usually keep it. That's a 2 trains going by my apartment right now, and the stabilized sensor kept this still. Stabilized sensor, yo. Come on, you're getting so much in this camera, it's ridiculous. You bought a Sony 5100 for streaming. A lot of people bought those for streaming. A lot of people went Sony for streaming because, look, I'm going to say this one time for all you kids in the streaming world. For anyone that thinks Nikon's been behind, here's the problem. The messaging. Every streamer and every influencer told you Sony, 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 Sony. And great, Sony will give you a great camera. I'm not saying they won't. But any camera that got you a clean HDMI signal out, you could stream from. Case in point, I've been streaming from the Z6 for 2 years. 2 years! And they think they've been behind. A lot of people don't bother to actually do research if the camera manufacturers don't actually tell you. I think people really underestimated brands they don't hear about. And because a lot of people grew up with Sony in their home, they assumed it's like the best brand ever, but it's a good brand, doesn't mean it's always for you, you know? Is there a setting to always power from USB in the menu on the camera? It automatically does it. So technically, you can tether from this camera and always be powered on. I'm going to download the utility and try this for myself. Go for it. It works with all the Z cameras, and I think the D50, the D780, and all the newest cameras. Hold on, I'll tell you in 2 seconds. I have it open right here. The Z7, Z6, Z5, Z50, D6, not the D5, which is weird. The D850, the D780, the D500, the D7500, and the D5600. So that's about 10 cameras in the Nikon lineup it works with in the beta version, but for PC only at this moment. Mac will be coming soon. You're looking at me on a Z5 via USB cable only at 720 by 1280 at 24 frames per second. Welcome. Thank you for checking it out. This is a photo nerd community. We share work. We help each other out. Please join the Discord. You'll find a lot of photo nerds in there that are all having a lot of support with each other. The Z6 does 10-bit color video. I'd rather have 10-bit color than 8K video, personally. In OBS, we'll see it as a webcam. Yeah, that's the whole point. With the webcam utility, that's the whole point of the webcam beta. Oh, you'd rather have dynamic range over 8K? I am 100% with you, Sam. The one thing I will give 8K that is useful is you can film with one camera a two-person interview and punch in on each person and still maintain 4K. That's a big deal. It eliminates a 3-camera or 2-camera setup. I've been using HDMI out of my D7500. It's great. I use a $15 capture card. Wait, what capture card is $15? Show me a link for that because I want to try that. I'm excited to try the webcam utility. Maybe allow me to use the USB from it at some point. Of course, now I want a Z5. Yeah, I'm telling you, people scoffed at this camera and they didn't bother to realize what it is. 20 bucks? That's cool. Do you guys like the quality? Oh, here comes another train. Tell me if you see it shaking, because I'm looking at it shake. I'm looking at the camera shaking right now. Stabilized, full frame sensor, bitch. Nikon. Nikon! I'm so glad that Nikon for once, for 5 seconds, is a little ahead of people. You need a bobblehead for reference? I should get a bobblehead. Canon gang here. Yeah. It's cool, man. Listen, we're all winning. We're all winning. Look, I even have a Fuji in my bag. X100V, baby. One of the best cameras ever made. Hands down. X100V. For purist photographers, this is a banger camera. 100%. Unbelievable. I also have a 100F. So I don't know. I can't part with the 100F. It's been with me for so long. I'm probably going to throw it in a bag so that no matter what, I always have a Fuji on me. This isn't about what brand is better. In the end, they solidify to have the features that are working for every brand. It's that simple. I know the pain of living with a train next to your house. You know what? I never notice it until I stream. And then I'm like, oh, a train's coming. Or if I have to record a talking head for Adorama or one of my videos, I'm like, and then I talk really fast till the next train comes in 10 minutes, you know? But that being said, I got no commute to get to where I got to go. So there's that. Oh, so much ice. It's so good. Dude, I'm so hyped. I'm so glad Nikon did this. Now Nikon, update the firmware in the rest of these in the rest of these cameras to be able to power from the USB cable while they do this. I imagine you putting in your code and opening your window and hopping on the train. You know what? Honestly, I could throw something out of my window and hit the train, no problem. In fact, sometimes the train parks for a second right in front of my window because it's before a train station. And I'm like, oh man, am I wearing clothes? You know, because people could just look in here, you know? I think we live in an amazing time right now for being content creators. I mean, we have everything at our disposal, including knowledge. You have free education from AdoramaTV, guys like Sam Woodhull, guys like me, Dan Norton, Vanessa Joy, Joe McNally. I mean, Ab Cisse is one of the most educational people on the internet, hands down. That dude's amazing. And I'm so fortunate that I can call that dude a friend. I can't believe what we're able to do. I am broadcasting to the world off of a fucking desktop. My sister's getting married on Monday. This is all I'm taking to live stream her wedding to the rest of my family. That's it. A Mevo cam. That's it. I'm gonna beam this out from the cellular data in my phone, and I'm gonna get 2 microphones into this. And my family who couldn't make it to my sister's wedding are now gonna be there with us and having a party in a chat room from this, which was like a couple $100. I mean, come on. We live in some of the most amazing times ever if you're a creative, if you're someone that has no patience. I mean, this is where it's at, man. And I just want to say I'm really thankful for all you guys joining me on these like technological journeys. It'd be super boring to do this by myself, 100%. So thank you for joining my chat. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for joining the Discord. So if you're new to my channel, please hit that link, hit that Discord link. Someone, let us know what you're shooting with. Let us know your experiences, what you're having trouble with, what we can help you out with. Share us some of your work and share your social media handles so we can see and stay in touch with you, all right? I gotta say, this is totally usable. You don't even realize what HD would look like until you see the HD version. You can see every pore on my face. You know, I turn into Leatherface once I go to the HDMI. I think this is rad, man, and more people need to know about it. Sadly, I do not have a large following and not enough people are going to know about it. But now you guys do. And if someone says, hey, man, I wish a camera could do this, now you know of a camera that can. The Nikon Z5. The entry-level mirrorless, the most affordable entry-level mirrorless from Nikon. I'm a Canon fanboy, so I still say I don't know of a camera that can do that. Hey, I don't understand why Canon didn't do that. Why they didn't make it power the camera. I don't understand why that is. Another train. Let me know if it's shaking. Another train. That very edge bobs up and down, but nothing. Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm watching it move, and you guys are telling me you're not seeing it. That's amazing. However, I can actually put a better lens on this. You ready? You guys want to put the 24-70 lens on this thing? F4? You want to do it? Because full frame's full frame, bitches. Don't ever do this while the camera's on, by the way, because it'll just magnetize dust to the sensor, but this is a loaner from Nikon, so whatever. Here we go. And so this is not a kit lens. This is a 24-70 f4 lens. So this is an f4 lens, meaning it is not variable aperture. Whatever I set that aperture to, it'll stay there no matter how much I zoom in and out. Also, this is 720 resolution, and you're looking at my leather-ass skin. Look at that. All leather all the time, kids. It will attract dust to your sensor because your sensor is then statically magnified. Magnetized, sorry, not magnified. Statically magnetized, meaning there's a current going through it, so it will suck dust to it as really easily. You hear the ice cream truck? This is Brooklyn, kids. I don't know what to tell you. This is Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Also found out the R5 doesn't have full-size HDMI. It has micro HDMI, yeah. It has a little guy. It has this size HDMI. This guy. This size HDMI right here. It's a really weird choice. I don't know why. You figured it would at least have mini? No. As long as it has, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think as long as it's micro 3.0, it'll handle the 8K out, which I can't imagine them not allowing it to handle 8K out. You know, about the only thing that really sucks about micro HDMI is the durability of it. But if you're not someone that's hard on your gear, you should be okay. Me, I destroy my gear. It's practically a miracle the S3 has a full-size HDMI. It's amazing to have a full-size HDMI. That was the one thing I was really envious of that camera when they put it out. Sirens, not kidding you, Brooklyn. Hey, oh, that's what I forgot to say. You guys want to do, oh, let's do that. Okay, this, yeah, okay, okay, we're going to do this. This is a Nikon FTZ adapter Z to F mount to freaking screw mount. And these are Helios lenses. So here's the choice. This is the dreamy bokeh soft focusy one. This is the one that's a little sharper. Which one do you want to go with? If you want sharper, type sharp. If you want dreamy, type dreamy. One for dreamy. You know what? I'm doing it for Sam because Sam, this is for you. Let's do this. So this is a Helios 44-2M right there. All manual focus, Russian knockoff kind of lens. Let's do this. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay, so this is the Dreamy lens. All right, let me close down the aperture a little bit. Close that down, and let's get all dreamy. Oh, it's so dreamy, guys. Woo! It's a long-ass lens, though. Hold on. So this is a manual, a completely manual lens on a brand new camera. So this lens is from the late 60s, I think. And you're looking at me on it. How's it look? Nice and warm, right? It has a little bit of a warm tone to it. Let me focus a little farther back, like right about here. I'm in focus. So there you go. What do you guys think? You think this is very sharp? Really? Okay. Ooh, let's go super shallow and lower the ISO. Let's do that. So I'm going to open this up all the way. We're going to lower the ISO down to, oh my God, how far down am I going? All right, so we're at 100 ISO right now at fully open, which is f2. And there we go. Look at that. How's that for dreamy? I can't move now. It's razor thin. What? No, don't fall over. Look at that. My glasses are in focus, but my eyes are out of focus. That is shallow, right? I mean, look, look. Soft, sharp, completely obliterated. Watch, watch. Fall to out of focus. So you know what this looks like with a bunch of like trees behind me? I mean, this is crazy. This is dreamy bokeh. And this is what a lot of Instagram kids got addicted to, because before they were popular, you could buy these lenses. I'm not kidding you. I've bought these lenses for $20, $30. Now they're going for about $100 to $300. So Helios lenses are trendy as hell, man. Yeah, it's a long lens for what it is. What am I looking at here? It is it's a 58, but it's a 58 that's meant for, not Micro Four Thirds, but it's meant for a smaller sensor than full frame, and that's where you get this punch in from. I just use Gaussian blur. It's crazy, right? I mean, look at this. I could be like this. You know, you can do one of those. It's got that compression of like an 85. But watch, see the lines on my key? Watch them, watch how they double and triple. See that? So it's not just out of focus, it's aberrated. And this is on a brand new camera. In fact, this camera's technically not even out yet. Come on. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? So this is at f2, which is the most shallow bokeh you're going to get out of this thing. Look at this. My finger is basically obliterated. Look at this. Look at this. Basically obliterated. Look at that. Look at this. What the hell? That is not normal bokeh. Look at the background move as I do that. Let's see what the flare looks like. You guys want to see if we can flare this thing? I just happen to have a Profoto A1 here. Let's turn on this modeling light and let's see. Oh, look at that flare. Look at that flare, kids. Does that not? Oh, come on. You're all jealous of the flare now. You're like, oh man, I usually have to buy 3 presets to do that. Oh man. Oh man. You want to do some light leaks? We can do light leaks. You want to do light leaks? Oh yeah, look at that purple. Look at that purple. So this right here is the reflection of the elements inside the lens. Oh, look, I'm so dreamy. Like, look, oh, 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 Look at the star. Look at the star points. So the star points are from the aperture blades. But this is also a 720p stream. Don't forget that. You're looking at me at half resolution today. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, you know what might be cool? Let's do a flare and then close down the lens and you can actually see the star points. So this is the star points. You see, if I close down the aperture, how we get a star? Just like you would if you shot the sun. as I open it up, you start seeing a different flare. See that? And hopefully I can grow this channel. My goal is to get this channel to 1,000. That's my goal. I'm hoping I can get there doing dumb shit like this. Whoa. This lens is crazy tight. I'm not sure I really like it being this tight on my face, to be honest with you. Can I step back a little bit? Yeah. Where am I in focus? Right about here. What other lens can we throw on here? I got a bunch of lenses around here. You guys want to throw on the, I'm going to put back the 24-70. I think that was like the best one. We are back in business. Oof. Oh, now I'm all, because I was at f2 before, so now I got to crank the ISO back up to right about there. And I'm going to zoom this back out to right about there. So this is a 24-7 f4 Z mount. There we go. Now we're back to normal. I don't look like I'm standing on top of you. What do you guys think? You think that this resolution is doable? Do you think you could stream with this and feel okay about it? Or would you want to spend another $300 to get this thing up to about an HDMI signal that also... Well, actually, no. You would need $150 to get a cam link, basically, and power it from the USB-C to a wall. Does the webcam utility allow you to use a mic jack in the camera? No. There is no audio from any manufacturer out of USB. Oh no, my V flat fell over. No, my V flat. Oh. I think it looks pretty good. Oh, there's so much ice in this that that Carnage is totally sweating. Look at that. He's totally sweating from all the ice. Oh yeah, look at all the sweat. If I can see the sweat on a mug, it's got enough resolution, okay? He looks like he's got on his first date. You know what sucks? Is I got to give this Z7 back sooner than I finish the contract for that job that I'm on that I borrowed it for. So I have to go to Nikon and beg them to let me borrow this till the end of the year. Do you think they'll let me borrow it till the end of the year? The Z7. Look at that. The Z7. The focus on this camera is pretty good, man. Look. Boom. Look at that. Put it back up to this. Go like this. So when I posted this camera going live or being used as a webcam into OBS from the USB, Harris Heller was like, I don't know, man. The frames look low and blah, 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 blah. How am I looking over there, Harris? I really enjoy running my streams at 1080-30. Yeah, that's usually what I run them at. I don't like the look of 60 frames. I like the look of 30. Is it a bad idea if I'm using an HDMI capture card for a face cam? Like, am I putting too much pressure on my system? Oh, I see what you're saying. You think is it too much res, you're saying? I don't think that's too much res. I think 1080 is pretty standard. 720 is considered standard. 1080 is considered HD. But I don't think that's too much strain, depending on your system, right? It's a lot of... What you're really doing is putting strain on your CPU. But you can also change your CPU speed to like something like very fast or ultra fast and take some strain off of it. Nikon, great job. And don't discredit the Z5 because it's an entry-level camera. It's got some capability in there. Focus stacking, time lapse with stills and video in one shot. Shooting stills while doing video without interrupting the video so you can make a thumbnail while you're shooting the video. That's crazy. Power from the USB. Video out from the USB, stabilized, 2 cards, same battery as the Z6, Z7, and D850. They did a great job. Nikon, well done. Thank you for joining me, guys. Be good out there. Thank you for joining me, guys. I will see you on the next one. And, you know, stay safe out there. If you're new to me, follow me on everything at LastXWitness. You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Hit me on Twitter. I'm trying to grow my Twitter. Hit me on Twitter. Hit me on Twitter. LastXWitness. What's the battery life though? I haven't had to run from the battery, but I'll say this: if it's the same as the Z6 because it's the same battery, and actually it's a backside illuminated sensor. It's probably longer than the Z6. I've had no problem with the Z6. I've done 2.5-hour streams using the Z6 on battery, just so you know. So if the Z5 uses the same battery and it's the same body style and same resolution, you're probably going to get the same amount of time out of it. All right. Good night, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. Peace.